Good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday, March 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you on a Thursday morning. A little bit cloudy and overcast, but going to be a tremendous day, and we welcome you to our program. Of course, we started Thursday morning talking about Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road, the dealer that'll trade for anything it don't eat. My usual two are here this morning: Paul Tubbs, the dealer operations manager, and Ronnie Kelly, who's in sales. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
And Ronnie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Right. Ronnie, you probably don't pay as much attention to sports as Paul does. He's involved playing golf. His boy's playing baseball. He's already told me he's filled out a bracket for the college basketball. You don't get into it that much?
I don't get into it that deep, but I used to be in it a lot, when my sons were playing and grandkids were playing, so I kind of backed up, but I still watch basketball and baseball.
Well, who did you pick, Paul, to win the whole thing in NCAA?
I'm ashamed to say, no.
Florida?
I did. And big Tennessee fan, but, and Tennessee's got a tough game against Kentucky. MJ's in there cheering for me because they're tough. I mean, you've seen in that SEC.
What about Auburn and Duke?
I got Duke playing Florida and getting beat.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we better talk about what's happening at Bates Ford. Of course, we do this each Thursday, but you for some time now, have had a great selection of new and used cars.
Yeah, we're getting a huge selection of new. We've actually, Ford, one thing, like I always say, when me and Tony decided to make the move from 1673 over to Franklin Road, to bigger facility, we wanted to be, we were kind of landlocked over on the West Main location, which I love the location because my house is within 2 miles of that location. Now I get to fight Lebanon traffic and cut across town. But anyway, our new car selection, we went from 40, 50 new cars to I think we got somewhere north of 175 right now.
Wow.
Which we got a great selection. We sell all of our new vehicles at invoice, so there's no kind of haggle or it's cut and dry. We'll show you Ford's invoice. You can look at the window sticker. Generally, the window sticker's $5,000-$6,000 higher than what the invoice, and we'll sell it to you at the invoice. And when we sell it at invoice, of course, you get the rebates. And if there's any, a lot of times people that's previous owners, they'll get. They'll have what they call private offer. We'll run it on Ford's computer. And we'll do, and just say there was a couple of friends of mine, business owners here in Lebanon, and we ran their information, and they had a $25 or $2,500 private offer. So they got invoice, then they got the rebates, plus they got the $2,500 off. So it actually turned into a really good deal.
Yeah. This is making for maybe for more sales, Ronnie.
Yes, it's better for a lot of sales because we got a lot of repeat customers, and it pops up on the computer, and we look up and we find that extra money. Plus, those people that worked at Ford Glass, they get an extra discount, because they get a discount for working at Ford Glass, and also they can get a PIN number, and they can family and friends, and that helped them a lot also.
Tell you what, I was on the bypass about to turn into Hartsville Pike the other day, and over in the left lane there was two Ford F-150s back to back, and I thought of you when I saw this.
Yes, because we have a lot of
you love that F-150.
Yes, the F-150 is a great seller for us, and a lot of people come in and look for that vehicle, and right now we got some great discounts on them, some great interest rates, so a lot of people are looking for those trucks, and we got any color, anything you could think of, we have it.
All right, we better talk about a few of the other things you do at Bates Ford, like oil changes and tires and batteries, Paul.
Yeah, we're staying really, really busy. Like I said, we got 12 guys that does oil changes. I get calls constantly of, hey, when can I get an appointment? You don't need an appointment at Bates Ford. That's one thing we pride ourselves on is we do stuff on first come, first service as far as the oil changes, tires, brakes, batteries. So all you got to do is pull in. We'll get it rode up. If you want to wait, we can certainly ride it up, get your oil changed. When we do an oil change, we don't just, slap oil in it and put a filter on it and turn around and give you the car right back. We like to do a quality inspection, make sure we're looking the vehicle over, looking at the brakes, tires, battery, making sure everything's roadworthy. A lot of people are going to be going whether it was going on spring break or if you're going on summer vacation, you want to make sure that your vehicle's in good shape. So we do, I have my guys do an inspection every time that they look at a vehicle, and they'll measure your tire tread depth, they'll measure your brakes, they'll look at and test your battery, they'll look at all the hoses and all that, suspension, stuff like that, and we'll make sure everything's in good shape. If you don't have time out of your schedule where you can actually come to Bates Ford, one thing that we've implemented, and it's been very successful, is our pickup and delivery service, where we'll come get your vehicle. If you're at work, we'll have somebody, we'll give you a text message, come get your vehicle, bring it to Bates Ford, service it, give you a phone call. You can pay over the phone. We'll text you when we're headed back, and then actually text you when we get there and say, hey, your vehicle's here. We always try to do a good inspection when we do that, make sure everything looks good.
All right, we're about to come to the end of our time here, but Ronnie, we try to give you the last word.
Now remember, we the dealer that would trade for anything that don't eat. If you got anything you want to turn into cash, bring it down to Bates Ford, and we'll put a number on it and make the deal work.
Boy, you've been doing that for about 15 years.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say is one thing I like for everybody, when you drive by, look at our new display. We got a display that lifts up in the air. It's pretty neat. We've implemented, just kind of showcase, give ourselves one thing. When Tony and me built that dealership, we wanted it facing the interstate, and we've got that display that we can put a car about 30 feet up in the air, and you can see it from all over, and plus our great American flag, you can see it. I can see it when you generally come down over Leeville Pike, you can look and see the flag, but we appreciate all of our customers, and if you need anything at Bates Ford, sure, give us a call.
All right. Y'all have a good one. See you next Thursday. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road, the dealer. It'll trade for anything it don't eat. Paul Tubbs, Ronnie Kelly again this morning. And we're right now 11 minutes after the hour. And I am going to the telephone. And Representative Michael Hale is on the phone, I think. And he's going to talk about state legislature this morning and his job of representing District 40. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman Walker. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being with us. I guess we can get right into it. I know the TV news has had news of a lot of people demonstrating, trying to call attention to some of the legislation that either they're greatly for or greatly against, and I think this time it's pretty much against what is a bill I believe passed through the committee yesterday, which would allow school districts to choose to not educate those who are they're called undocumented in this country, as I understand it, illegally. Take it from there, if you will.
Yes, that's been a very controversial issue, even among within the Republicans, Democrats. It's been a very passionate. Matter of fact, 2 weeks ago I was in subcommittee and was supposed to follow that bill, and of course they ended up having to recess, couldn't get control of the committee room, and had to adjourn the meeting. Time ran out, and so yesterday they had a special meeting just to deal with that bill in education, and a lot of testimony, a lot of discussion, very passionate, so moved through committee, still has, I think the next stop for that bill will be GovOps, which it'll move into GovOps, and then they'll either give a favorable recommendation for it to move on through, or they would, not. But that's just kind of their blessings or not, but it doesn't stop the bill. But that's the next stop for it, and then it'll go on through. You can see both sides of the issue, Coleman, when you step back and look at it. I just have some issues. I've talked to some farmers and nursery workers. When you look at especially two of the counties that I represent, when you look at DeKalb and Smith counties, between farms, nurseries, and even construction workers. When you go outside of that, you look at the number of Hispanic people that are doing a lot of these jobs. And yes, many of them are illegal. But here's one thing I want to say about this whole situation. We need to start at the top and work down. There's some federal changes and some federal things that need to be made. I was in committee 2 weeks ago, got a call from a principal at a elementary school in our district that her son-in-law, they own a home. They're doing everything right. They've got children. They're wanting to do things the right way, and still getting basically slapped in the face every time they send in something. Well, we need this, we need that, and then there's another fee, and then another $800, and then, and it just keeps on. There has to be a fix at the top for these people that want to do it right and want to do things right. And so I even mentioned the other day, I said, what would be wrong with if we bring those children into the school system? This was just a discussion. I said, if they start out and go through from kindergarten on through, then by the time they get to 12th grade and they're ready to graduate, because some of the pushbacks being, well, they graduate and then they're still undocumented, they're still illegal, or whatever, and so if they went through our education system, they went through even if they move here in 8th grade and they go through high school, they get history, they get civics, they get all of these classes that talks about our past, where we are today, and stuff. Why could we not have a path for those people that when they graduate, we could make them citizens and make them productive, that they could live the American dream, that they could have the same opportunities that Michael Hale or Coleman Walker or anybody else has had. We should be looking at ways we can make it for those that want to do it and do it right. We need to fix that system. Now, for those that are here that cause trouble, that are problems, that are part of the issues that we're finding that's committing a lot of these crimes, then yes, we need to send those back. But we've got farmers, we've got the George McDonald's, we've got those people that are working people. We've got farmers that are working these people that are here even on visas, work visas. They can only work on 9 months. Well, these farmers and these nurseries, they operate 12 months out of the year, but there has to be a 3-month period that they can't have any of those on their farms and stuff. Talked with Kyle Owens for a good while one day. Those are issues that we've got to fix, and so the problem's much bigger, and there's so much work to do on this, and I just want to make sure that we're not. When it comes to the end of the day, and sometimes I get emotional about it, Coleman, just because some of the greatest friends that I have, and I'm serving a family right now at the funeral home. I have a funeral tomorrow for a Hispanic man that worked nearly 36 years on a farm in Smithville. The man has his children. I went to school with some of them. Some of these students, some of these children can't help that they're illegal based on their parents. Mm-hmm. So do we punish them because of parents' choices? So we have to look at the whole picture and stuff, and so there's a lot of work to be done, and people are, like I said, are passionate on both sides of the issue.
Okay, all right, very good. Hold your thoughts there. We'll talk more, but right now it's time for a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:18. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford. Get a battery installed in most vehicles. $199.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're really hoping they're going to open this back up soon out here in Antioch. It's been closed since 1 a.m. this morning on 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard. So if you're leaving Nashville, headed out to Murfreesboro, give yourself extra time. It's been a nightmare out there in Antioch this morning from that earlier wreck on 24 east at Old Hickory Boulevard. Westbound, yes, that's a given. It's heavy through that area in Antioch right now on 24 coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. There was a truck over to the side, 65 southbound, just south of Trinity Lane. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has karaoke tonight at the Tanger location. Log on to princesshotchicken.com today and check out that menu. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Have you ever desired to live in a stately historical home in the Lebanon Historical District? If so, now you have the opportunity. This is Lou Ann Snyder of A.G. & Johnson Realty, and along with Ed James, we have a large two-story home listed in the Cumberland University Historic District. It features a brand new roof plus a new HVAC system. Call Ed or myself, Lou Ann, at 615-444-0909 to schedule a tour.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Oh, we continue here for this Thursday morning, and if you joined us a little bit late, Representative Michael Hale is with us. He represents District 40, and I've explained this several times, especially when he's been on. He represents just a little sliver of Wilson County, but of course we hopefully have some listeners and some friends in DeKalb County where he has his business and where he lives, as well as a good portion of the rest of his district. But anyway, Representative Hale, I wish we had a regular time for you. It just hadn't worked out, but when I can work you in, we get you here, and you're here today. So let's kind of pick up where we left off. What else is going on? It's claiming a lot of your attention, or some things you want to talk about this morning?
You know, one of the big things, we just got the amended budget from the governor's office Tuesday. Of course, being on Finance, Ways and Means, so we got that. Commissioner Bryson came in Tuesday afternoon, gave us some information, and where we were able to look at some of the new dollars that was in the amended budget, and some different projects that's being looked at and things. One of the big things that stood out to me in the amended budget was a $20 million school safety grant. There's been a lot of discussion of making our schools safer with whether it's panic alarms, whether it's metal detectors and things. So these are some things that we're going to be able to do for our districts out of this $20 million. And hopefully, and we realize $20 million is not going to, I had a bill that asked for $20 million for 3 years to be able to do the metal detectors and to be able to upgrade safety, but at least right now we've got 20 for this year in the proposed budget. So that was a big thing. This year, looking at education, there's roughly $600 million new dollars going into K-12 education this year, and so that's a huge investment in education. And so we're as things roll out and things are being done. One of the things that was big for one of the counties, and I sat with the director and former director 2 weeks ago, was Jackson County, because of the grade A schools and a part of the EFA. They're going to be getting $500,000. When you tell Jackson County that they're getting an additional $500,000 for a struggling small school district, that's huge. So so we're there's a lot. You know, we have last week and this week were kind of our peak weeks in the committee process in the House. With we've had roughly between 550 and 600 bills each week between subcommittee, full committee, and now those bills that have made it on through the committee process will be coming on the floor. we'll be increasing our floor sessions and getting these bills through. Of course, now we're working on budget to see where our budget's actually going to be, the initiatives we're going to fund of the governors, and then what General Assembly initiatives and bills that have physical costs, how what we're going to fund and what we're actually going to do. So over the next week or two, there's going to be a lot of whittling and a lot of looking at, one department, for instance, Coleman may ask for $20 million for something, and we may cut that to $15 million to fund some other initiatives and things. So those are things that will happen over the next few weeks, and we're probably down to the last 3 weeks of session, so we're moving relatively quick to the session will be wrapping up. So a lot going on.
Let me
a lot of good things for our people.
Let me bring up something here that it's pretty current. The representative, in fact, I think she was on our program. The Democrats have been buying some time on my program, and it was on the other day, advocating, I believe it's a tax on marijuana, maybe to fund something, and I've forgotten all about this, but I know you know what I'm talking
for
about.
Potholes.
Yes,
Potholes.
That's it. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, there's a Democrat member that was pushing for that pot for potholes, that which was a tax on marijuana. Legalizing marijuana, the tax would be on that. Then that would, help fix the roads. And I don't see that going anywhere, Coleman, as it's been presented and stuff. When it comes to that, this year, the governor proposed, and I think the General Assembly is going to do, we are putting the sales tax off of tires will be going directly to the TDOT budget to help with roads. And then we made another big investment, another $1 billion in roads this year, and that's in the proposed budget. So, we've made those investments, but I don't think that the pot for potholes is a bill that's going to go anywhere this year.
Well, I know there's some law enforcement people who would greatly oppose that, and I'm pretty sure, I can't speak for him, I'm pretty sure Sheriff Bryan here would not want that. But it's an idea that's gotten quite a bit of attention and has been in the news. But that's probably going to die in committee. Well, let's move on to something else. We've got 3.5 minutes here. So what else is on your mind, sir?
One of the bills that I've got that actually was in Finance Sub yesterday is a bill that would help. In Tennessee, currently, all post-certified officers receive an $800 training supplement. Well, this bill, and in that, campus police officers were left out. They meet the same qualifications, do the same training, post-certified, and then they do the same training that any other post officer does. So what this bill would do is it would add in the campus police officers. We've had the chief from Sean Patterson from Knoxville from UT. We've had Chief Kopp from MTSU. Several of the other chiefs and their officers have come and talked, and so we're hoping that we get that. I think it's about a $450,000 cost, but it puts them in alignment with all the other certified, post-certified officers across the state. So that's one of the things that we're trying to get through and get funded this year. Just looking this week, I received an award, and it's nothing about me, but it's about the people that it represents. Tuesday night, received an award for 10 for Tennessee, and what that award was addressing food insecurity on college campuses. There's about a 30% of our students that are struggling with food insecurity, and had some testimony from a couple of people what it affects and what it means and stuff. So we're looking to set up a grant fund that would be administered by the by THEC, Higher Education Commission. They would oversee that and work with the colleges and universities and TCATs and those to make sure that we're addressing those and getting the funds and getting the help. Swap Out Hunger, Second Harvest, those groups were very involved to help and want to be a part of that to make sure that we're addressing those needs. So that's a bill that we got through committee this week as well. So been very busy, a lot going on, and we've got a lot of work left to do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. And I'm not sure when we'll get together again, but we'll hopefully have you again either right before or right after the session ends. And thanks for being with us this morning. State Representative Michael Hale representing District 40. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. We hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota, they have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Back open finally here in Antioch on 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard. Had a bad wreck to deal with this morning here in Antioch. Again, as you head out towards Murfreesboro, that should start to thin out and improve quite a bit on 24. Again, as you leave Nashville, headed out to Murfreesboro, it's building pretty good up past Saturn Parkway right now. That heavy traffic flow 65 north as you come out of Murray County into southern Williamson County. Princess Hot Chicken has karaoke tonight at the Tanger location. Log on to their website today and order online, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Come visit our location at 1780 Franklin Road. We have over 300 vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art service department, free pickup and delivery. You can visit us on the web at www.tonybatesford.com or give us a call at 615-444-8221. That's Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
Hello, Phoenix baseball fans. My name is Toshi Kuya from Chiba, Japan, and I'm infielder on the Cumberland baseball team. On the weekend, we travel to Georgetown to take on the Tigers in Big Mid-South Conference Series. Listen to every pitch and every hit on this radio station or online at GoCumberlandAthletics.com. Check the Cumberland website for the game times. Go Phoenix!
We'll have partly cloudy skies for today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Partly cloudy again for tonight. Lows in the mid to upper 50s, and then cloudy and warmer for our Friday. Highs in the upper 70s. This forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
And we welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company. A.G. and Johnson Realty at Auction. Our people are here, Jay White and Hayden White. And Jay just asked, does Tennessee play today? I think they do. I think it's tomorrow night. Right, it's tomorrow night, about 6:30. Yes. Play Kentucky. Well, anyway, A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction, been around since 1977. Jay White is, I guess he's the chief cook and bottle washer anymore. But anyway, we always welcome y'all here on Thursdays to talk about what's going on, usually some auctions. And we remind everybody, of course, you're located at 728 West Main. Been there for a long time, and it all started back in 1977. It is community trusted realty and auction company. And with that, I guess we'll get started this morning. You got another auction to talk about.
We do, Coleman. We do. This Saturday morning, we're going to be out on Cooks Road at 2291 Cooks Road there in Mount Juliet, just right across 109 on Highway 70 there on the right. Just take Cooks Road right down through there, and we'll be there. We got a nice home on 5 acres out there with a lot of road frontage, with 300 feet of road frontage out there, just a rustic home out, and it's got some detached buildings, just a beautiful place, a nice, very nice home. If you're interested in something in a home out on the west side of town with some acreage, you don't get an opportunity to buy one like this one very often, but come out Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. We'll be selling that, but we also just plan on staying all day with us. We have lots of farm machinery, woodworking equipment, household items, and things to sell. We plan on being there all day, but we've got trailers and guns and lawnmowers and pickup trucks, and we've just got something for everybody out there.
Well, just to take a look at the back of this flyer here, I mean, you've got so much there in pictures, and then the description up above, it's even more. It's going to take you a while.
We'll be there we're not planning anything else on Saturday. We'll be there most of the day, so come out and be with us. We'll have a great day out there. And then the following week, on April the 5th, we're going up into the Jackson County area, up to Chestnut Mound, and we'll be selling 112 acres up there in 4 tracts. If you're interested in the Granville area, it's real close to the Granville community. Just a beautiful cattle farm up there with some great improvements on it. It has some barns, got a small little cabin up there on it. If you're looking for a little weekend retreat, it'd be just a great place to invest up there close to the Granville community. And these tracks are rolling, and they're just some nice views. It's fenced and cross fenced, so I know if you want to get into the farming world, it'd be a great place to be. It's not that far off the interstate. It's in a good location. If you're looking for some acreage and want something just in a great community, come out and be with us on April the 5th. And with that having been said, that's what we're doing for the next 2 weeks. Come be with us Saturday morning, though.
Well, if you are thinking about an auction, you want to call 615-444-0909 and or go by and see them, maybe both. But you have a lot of auctions scheduled, but you got room for some more.
Absolutely.
And during the spring and summer, even in the early fall, it's a great time.
It is, and it's a good time to, if you're wanting to have a sale in this spring, come by and see us. We'd be glad to come out and talk to you about it. Or if you're looking to buy or sell on the private side, come see us. We've got someone that can help you with all your real estate.
Well, Hayden, what's on your mind this morning?
Well, I'm still trying to get you to come out to this sale Saturday and make sure you get this bought.
It is a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place, but it's almost lake season. It's among us. I've got a lake house out on Spring Creek. It needs a little attention, but she's got a lot of possibilities with her. But she's a great little house over there on Spring Creek, right off of Valora Lane, the Flippin Road area. If you have an interest in a lake home, give me a call. I'd be happy to let you in the door and show you things around there.
All right. Sounds great. But the thing about this, it's spring. You're getting busier. Probably you have a number of auctions already. Like I said, you got room for a few more. But auction is a big thing with both of y'all, especially.
Yes. True, but I mean, we are getting our auctions ready for the spring, and people have been good to us, and we're going to be busy this spring. We've got several sales coming up here in the surrounding Lebanon. So,
but even if auction's not the way you want to go, you have so many. You have a number of realtors who affiliate with you, and there's got to be one that would just be right for whatever your needs might be.
You're absolutely correct. We've got somebody, if you're interested in commercial, residential, farms or just building, lots to build on, that sort of thing, I mean, give us a call. We'd be glad to help you with all your real estate needs.
All right, and you can check out more at their website, of course, www.agandjohnson.com. We all have a great one. We'll hopefully do it again next Thursday.
All right, thank you.
Go Vols.
All right. Jay White, Hayden White, A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction. We're about 22 before the hour. And John Langford joins us now. And John is going to be my guest, and I guess we could refer to him as a paying guest. He's going to be talking about something near and dear to his heart, and that, of course, would be his affiliation with Edward Jones and your Edward Jones rep here in Lebanon. So, John, good to see you again, and let's get going here this morning.
Well, I saw you fumbling through your papers, and when I got here this morning, I looked in the back of my truck, and I realized I'd left my handouts that I was going to give to you this morning. So if I say that I'm flying by the seat of my pants, it's because I might actually be doing that for a change.
Well, it's good to have you with us again, and you're going to be with us periodically throughout the year, and we'll find out what you're doing, how you can help people.
Well, I was on here once a week, every week, and my wife is working on her master's in elementary education here at Cumberland, and that has required me to be do a little bit more Mr. Mom stuff around the house, and that includes getting my daughter ready in the morning before she goes to school, and getting breakfast ready, and then going through the lunch menu and looking and seeing that she doesn't like the orange chicken or the teriyaki bites, so I had to make her an Uncrustable this morning, and trying to get all that stuff done and still make it on the radio. She's in third.
Okay.
And she's in soccer right now. She's got soccer practice tonight and a game on Saturday. And
she's keeping you busy.
She does keep me busy, and I told somebody, I said, I didn't realize that our social life revolved around a third grader, but it's amazing how that works out. And talking about that, one of the things that we do with Edward Jones is we work with families, and that includes generational wealth transfer that has been going on recently. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of deaths in our book of business here in the last month, and having to deal with those wealth transfers to the children and to the grandkids and to the siblings. That is one of the things that we work with our clients, and you would be amazed. We were working with one family, and we were the only people that had their beneficiaries on the accounts. And everything else is going to have to go through probate because their bank didn't do it, because he didn't have everything shored up within his will. And that is one of the things that we do with all of our clients is making sure they have that conversation. It's not necessarily a conversation that you want to have, but it's a conversation that you need to have with any financial accounts out there, because by having those beneficiaries, we were able to, within a couple of weeks of the death, being able to go ahead and get the money to the people and fulfilling their wishes on that. Versus if you go through probate, you have to wait until it gets probated through the court. That may be 6-9 months down the road. And in the meantime, you have bills and different things that need to get done.
So there is a distinct advantage in avoiding probate.
Just in terms of timing, yes. Okay. The other thing that we've talked about with younger families is the fact that, do you want the court to decide who raises your kid? That's one of the reasons why having a will is so important. And I know whenever Ellen was born, we got a will very soon after. But also, we had a really tough decision was, well, who's going to raise our kid if something happens to us? And that's not an easy conversation to have, but determining that person, and then also, here's another big point, asking that person before you put them in the will. Because even though you may have found the perfect person to help with your family, you also have to make sure they're on board with that too.
Well, I'm almost surprised that we've gone in this direction this morning, because when I think of you, I'm thinking of investing money and building a nest egg and this sort of thing. But all that goes together, doesn't it?
Well, that's one of the things that we're more than just a broker.
Yeah.
You can go and trade stocks and bonds and mutual funds anywhere. But also one of the things that we really focus on is on the financial planning side, to make sure that you have your wealth plan set up, to make sure that you have your legacy set up. That's one of the things as you deal with high net worth individuals. One of the top 3 things they worry about are legacy, estate, and taxes inside of there. And number 1 is working within that plan of your will. Your beneficiaries is your legacy. Because hopefully, I know there's some clients of mine that come in. They say, "Hey, I want to spend my last dollar the day that they take me in the casket out," But a lot of people want to have a legacy that lives beyond them.
Yeah. Well, you are experienced, I take it, in all this that we've talked about here. At least, if you don't do it yourself, you can direct people to the right place, right person, that sort of thing. You've got contacts.
Yeah, that's one of the things. If you remember the old Holiday Inn Express commercials where they said, "Well, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night." Well, I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express, but I've got a Rolodex full of people that we work with, because it takes trusted partners throughout the community to help make that work.
All right. MJ, if you're ready, we could go ahead and do our break here, and we'll continue with John Langford on the other side, right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways thanks to Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day, up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitors' pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Starting to load up a little bit more volume through Mount Juliet right now, coming in from Wilson County on 40 coming westbound as you work your way all the way into Donaldson. It's back open 24 east there at OHB out in Antioch. Thank goodness that was a mess earlier as you head out towards Murfreesboro. Lots of troopers are still out on 24 in parts of Davidson County and especially Rutherford County this morning. Princess Hot Chicken has karaoke at the Tanger location tonight. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. You can order online today, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck, you're on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted best auction company in Wilson County.
And we continue here on this Thursday morning. John Langford is my guest this morning, and we're talking about what he does, and a guy with a lot of good advice, of course, affiliated with Edward Jones. What else we want to talk about?
Well, April 15th is around the corner, and one of the things that we do with your investments is also to make sure that we also get you involved with your taxes as well. And we have several different ways that we can work with that. As I said, the 3 most important things for high net worth individuals are legacy, estate, and taxes.
Right.
And I have a client that last year he sold his business and brought in a large chunk of non-qualified money. For us, there's qualified money and non-qualified. Qualified monies are things that you can put in a tax shelter, like IRA, a 401k, things of that nature. And then non-qualified money is money that we call taxable money, money that cannot be put into a tax shelter, or they've already reached their limits to what they can put in there. And for those people, we have come out with Edward Jones in the last couple of years, UMA and SMA accounts. And what those are uniformly managed accounts and separately managed accounts. And what they do is we have a team up in St. Louis, and these are the people that read 10K reports for fun, and those are the 110-page reports that come from companies for their taxes, tax reporting every year. And while they are really good at trading stocks and doing different things, they're not really, I don't think they would be a good guest on the radio.
All right.
They're the people with the 90-pound brains. And what they did for this individual was they had an account of, in his fairly large account, their statements, if you looked at it, was about 57 pages, because they were invested in stocks, they were invested in ETFs, they were invested in bonds, all across the gamut. But they made over 12% return last year in a fairly conservative account, while also giving them over $50,000 in tax losses, because they were doing tax loss harvesting along the way. You see, in a 57-page statement, you're not going to have, everything's not going to be a winner.
Okay.
Nor do you want everything to be a winner. And the reason why was because they also made a very large income through the sale of their business. They were looking for any tax help they could get. So they were able to take that $50-some thousand in tax losses, use that to offset the income that they've made. Meanwhile, their accounts still grew inside of there through good management. Those are one of the things that we do for individuals, and those are for the high net worth individuals, because there's a lot of work that goes into those accounts. So you have to invest a decent amount. The minimum amount for that one is $300,000. Or as we like to say in the real estate world from Jay White, a small house these days.
Right. Yeah.
But for those individuals that can't qualify for that, we also have a traditional IRA. A traditional IRA for tax year 2024, because that's what you're filing taxes on right now, was $7,000 per year. And what that does is, if you're not in a qualified account through somewhere else, like you're not in a actively managed employer-sponsored plan, a 401k or something along those lines, then you could put up to $7,000 if you're under the age of 50, and that's $7,000 that instantly goes off of your income. So if you made $80,000 and you put $7,000 into your traditional IRA, then you only made $73,000 in the eyes of the IRS. And then for individuals that are over the age of 50, you can add another $1,000 to that as well to get you to $8,000. For small businesses under 100 employees, we do simple IRAs for quite a few companies. And what those are, a 401k may not be the perfect remedy for a small company. And what that means is, with a 401k, you also have to have a TPA, a third-party administrator in there. You also have to have a record keeper, which is usually like an Empower or an American Funds or a John Hancock, but you have to have that as well. And then you also have to have an advisor on there as well. So when you add that up, that's quite a bit of fees going in for companies 100 employees or more. It makes a lot of sense because you can put more money back. But for small businesses, which, by the way, 80% of all businesses in the United States are small businesses, that may be a little cumbersome. So for those individuals, we do a simple IRA, which gives you about double what you can put back. So you can, instead of $7,000 for a personal traditional IRA, you can put back up to $16,000. And that is money that is pre-tax money that comes off your income. If you're over the age of 50, it's another $3,500 on top of that. So for a simple IRA, if you're over the age of 50, you could put back almost $20,000 a year for your retirement. Mm-hmm. And for some of us that may have waited a little longer, you're playing catch up and you need all the help you can get, so that way you can retire and don't have to work till you're 80.
Yeah.
Inside of there.
Well, you've been doing this for quite some time, and to sit here and listen to you expound on this morning, I mean, it just shows this is on your mind. You've studied this, you deal with it, if not on a daily basis, almost, and so you really have a wealth of information here.
Well, one of the things that my undergraduate's in political science, whenever I was 7 years old, I didn't think that I was going to end up being a financial advisor someday. I actually wanted to be chief of staff for the president. And my undergrad's in political science, and I worked for Governor Bredesen. And after 5 years as a bureaucrat, I realized that I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And thankfully, I got my MBA was in finance. Mm-hmm. Along the way, I started with a Roth IRA when I was 16. Not because I was smart enough to do it, but my mom worked at the credit union, and she opened it for me when I got my first job working at WHDM 1440 AM in McKenzie, Tennessee. I was the high school basketball and football announcer because athletically speaking, there's a reason why I was on the radio instead of on the field. And that allowed me to start putting back money. And she said, if you can give 10% to the Lord, you're going to put 10% back too. And she did it for me.
Smart mama.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing. You want to talk about lucky. My mom and dad, hey, mom and dad, if you're listening, Dad is 77, and Mom is an April Fool. She was born on April the 1st, and her birthday is coming up soon. I'm not going to say her age, but she's a little older than me. But having two parents that were able to show me about finance at a young age really changed my path. In terms of financial well-being. And I didn't come from a wealthy family. My dad was a 7th and 8th grade science teacher. We had a small cattle farm back in Paris, and Mom worked at a credit union. But they were able to show me the way. And then Finance 301, when I was in college, realized I could make a little bit more money in the stock market. And then I started investing after that.
Well, and now you are helping others do that, as well as probably still taking care of yourself.
Well, that is one of the things we in our office. We just went over 500 households that we service. I am registered in 11 different states. A lot of that has to go back to some of my fraternity brothers have moved off all over the place, and they give me a call, or a friend of a friend. And we had somebody last week that called into the office. Well, they found me on Google.
Oh.
And, that's one of the things that 10 years ago, whenever I started in this job, it was not something that was really talked about. And now, if you're not involved on the internet in some way, shape, or form, you can really get lost in the nether worlds of the internet. And that's one of the things that we look for is how we can reach as many people as we can to help as many people as we can.
Somebody comes to you, I guess you catch them in all different phases of their investment life, let's say. Some who've never done hardly anything, some who may be quite wealthy but just want a change of who's directing them, helping them. So you run the whole gamut there, don't you?
Yeah, I will tell you, just set up a time. I'm going to be one of the speakers at the Career Day at Walter J. Baird because a friend of a friend called me and said, hey, do you have anything going on this day? So being able to speak to classes, I've done speeches with Cumberland, with finance classes there, all the way up to retirees and everything in between is being able to, at first, when somebody comes in, I tell them, you're going to see my bald spot for the first 10 minutes or so because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and write a lot of things down.
Uh-huh.
And that is really to find out where they at today.
Uh-huh.
And then after that...
That's really important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
To advise, you got to know where they are.
Yeah, you got to know where they are. You got to know what they have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we tell them to bring all of their statements. And some of them have a lot. Some of them don't have that many. But we go and look through all of that to see where they're at right now. And then also, they need to know me pretty well. Nothing big. I'm just in charge of retirement and life savings. That's all. And they need to know that I'm not going to take their money and head to Aruba that weekend. And then past that, where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can create a path on how to get there. There's no paths that are impossible, but sometimes when I show them the work they have to do to get there, we have to make some adjustments on that plan.
All right, we got just about a minute left here, John. The best way to contact you, I guess, is to make an appointment, right?
Yeah, give us a call at 615-443-2090. We're at 1424 West Bedore Parkway, Suite C. We're across the street from Gibbs Pharmacy there. Mm-hmm. And if you don't reach me, my assistant's name is Lisa. She's my gatekeeper, and she's been with me since I moved to Lebanon 10 years ago, and we've had a great run so far. Hopefully, we got another 20 or 25 years left in us.
All right. Well, give that phone number one more time:
615-443-2090.
All right. John D. Langford, and of course he is affiliated with Edward Jones. And you'll be back. We'll see you again in a few weeks. But thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Coleman.
All right, that's it for a Thursday. Join us tomorrow for the Friday edition. And until then, I wish you a tremendous day.